Okay, I'll just say my name first and the date. This is Bill Markley, and it's July 29th, is that right? 2013. And I'm talking to Mr. Paul Hottinger, and he's going to tell us about his time in the children's home. But first I'm going to ask you just a few questions about your life outside of the children's home. And sorry I asked you this before, but what was your birth date again?
July 10th, 1941.
Okay, and where were you born?
Newark Hospital.
Okay.
In fact, they carried me in the children's home. I was 3 days old.
Really interesting.
I was almost born there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3 days earlier, I'd been born to children's home.
Yeah, right.
That's where I understood. I was born in Newark, where it was on Everett Street. The old...
Yeah, Everett Street, I think I've heard of
Everett
that.
Street.
Okay.
Where there's apartments and stuff there now, that used to be the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I was born.
Okay, I didn't know that. Where the hospital there. Okay. And okay.
Now it's some kind of apartment buildings or something.
Okay. Huh. Now, did you know your parents at all before?
No, because
you left?
This is what I was told. You know, later. My dad, when my mom was pregnant with me, my dad was killed on a motorcycle.
Oh, really?
He was around 37 or 38.
Huh, wow.
And because that changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then my mom kind of went downhill from there.
Okay.
And she died, she had leukemia.
Huh.
And she died at 42.
Oh, wow.
And she also had rheumatism and arthritis real bad.
Huh. Okay.
So she wasn't very healthy at all.
Huh.
I didn't know her that well. She came down to home to visit us.
Okay.
Once a month. You know, they had visitation.
Oh, okay. So you
once a month, and I got to see her off and on.
Huh.
But we was like strangers because I didn't live with her, you know.
Right.
And she always had a frown on her face, like, you know.
Huh.
And I always thought, is it me?
Yeah.
You know, when I visit with her, she didn't seem very happy or anything.
Huh.
Now I realize probably because she was in pain.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
I don't know.
As kids, sometimes you can pick up on things like you picked up on the frown, but then sometimes you just don't know things also.
I didn't know. No.
So, yeah. Huh.
And because what happened, she couldn't take care of me, so.
Huh. Okay.
She wouldn't be. Evidently, they must sense that.
Yeah.
They put me in the home.
Okay. Did you have any brothers or sisters?
I was told I had a half brother named Robert that lived in California.
Okay.
But I never met him or anything like that.
Okay.
That's what I was told.
Yeah. Huh. And then, did you
see my mother? She was married before.
Okay. Huh. And I'm sorry, you say you remarried? She remarried?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
because I came from from my first husband. His name was Paul Hottinger.
Okay.
Same name, Paul W. Hottinger.
Huh. What was your mom's name?
Angela.
Okay. Huh.
Her maiden name was Richards.
Oh, okay.
I believe her maiden name was Richards. Because she married Paul, and then I came along.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. And have you lived in Newark ever since the children's home?
All but about 3.5 years, and I was on a farm in Thornville, outside Thornville.
Oh, okay. I know where that is.
On 204.
Yeah. Okay.
I was there about 3.5 years.
You worked on the farm?
Yeah.
Huh. My dad grew up on a farm in Pennsylvania. Both sets of grandparents were farmers.
Other than that, it was all of my life I lived in Newark.
Okay.
Except when I was in the Army.
Oh, okay. What years were you in the Army?
1961 to 1963.
Okay.
And my home base was Fort Hood, Texas.
Huh. Okay.
That was my home base. Because they shipped us around a little bit, but that was my home base.
My dad, he was in the Army in World War II, and when he was training, before they sent him over to Europe, in the winter, they sent him up to South Dakota at the coldest time of the year. And then in the summer, they sent him down to Arizona in the hottest time of the year. So, anyway, what'd you do after the Army for work?
Well, I worked the longest. I shipped around a little bit, a couple of different jobs. But I worked at Tamarack Farms for 25 years.
Okay.
That's where I retired.
Okay.
Here on West Main Street.
I've heard of that.
Kroger owns the company. It's run by Kroger.
Oh, okay.
It's a dairy plant.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm sorry if I sometimes look at the computer. I'm just checking to make sure you can see the sound kind of go up and down. I'm just checking to make sure it goes okay.
It's a dairy plant, and that's where I worked for 25 years.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh. I remember we had a field trip to a dairy when I was a kid in school, and I thought, well, it was just looked like interesting stuff going on. I didn't know what was going on mostly.
Because we ran milk.
Yeah. Okay.
Ran milk and also OJ.
Huh.
Made cottage cheese. Yogurt.
Huh. Did you drive
dips?
Like the milk truck or?
No, I worked in the plant. I was what they call a flavor man.
Interesting.
I flavor the yogurts. Strawberry, vanilla, peach, pina colada. I flavor them.
Okay. Huh. And was it called Tamarack Dairy back then?
It's right as this day. It's still called. It's Tamarack Farms Dairy.
Okay. Huh.
You go past the hospital in West Main, keep going, and it'll be on your left.
Okay. Before you get to
Blue and White,
Cherry Valley Road and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I retired from there then.
Okay. And you told me before, what years were you in the children's home itself?
1941. I was there 17 years, 1941. Let's see, that would be around, 58, 57, 58.
Okay. 57, 58 is when you left then. Okay.
I was 17.
Okay, that's right. Do you remember? Well, no. One of the questions I was suggested to ask was, do you remember the first day? But you wouldn't remember that. You're 3 days old.
3 days old.
What would you say are your first memories?
I remember when they dropped. No, I'm teasing.
Well, you're a smarter man than me then.
Did he tell you that his father was killed on a motorcycle?
Yeah.
And his mother.
Yeah, I told. He asked me all
went
that.
through depression and.
Yeah. Did you see her much after you were in the home, or?
Visitation.
Yeah. But after you got out, did you see her?
Well, when I was on that farm, that's when I got the word that she passed away.
Oh, okay.
I was 18 then.
Wow. Okay.
A year after I was on that farm.
Huh.
And they went to their funeral.
Man, you had quite an education before you were 17, 18, I guess, more than a lot of kids in life.
That's when I said she died at 42 and I was 18.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you did say that. Okay. What are some of your early memories of the home itself?
Oh wow, I could write a book.
Tell him about Christmas.
Oh, one of the greatest times was Christmas time. You talk about around 75 to 100 kids, give or take.
Okay.
Because I was there that many years, I seen kids come, seen kids go.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we had this big Christmas tree was in where we had a dining room in front of and we had these big window sills, kind of tall like that. And when you talk about 3 or 4 presents apiece, 75 to 100 kids, you know, that's a lot of presents.
Wow,
in fact, they stacked along the side of the windows, stacked up the side of the windows, and bottom part of the bottom of the tree you couldn't even see it. And the presents came out like this. You can imagine.
So did every child get a present?
Every child got around 3 or 4 gifts.
Wow.
The gifts came from what I was told. Companies, we used to have a lot of manufacturer companies, and I guess they would ask employees if they want to help donate.
Okay.
See, they would ask us, we called them mom and pop Zoder, the people that ran the home.
Yeah, right. I've heard of that.
Because they raised us, so we call them mom and pop Zoder because they raised us.
Yeah.
And they would have us come in his office, and they say, what would you like for Christmas? And we'll tell them, they'll write it down, and then they send these letters out.
Oh, wow. Huh.
And they go to, I understand, they go to the companies.
Huh.
And they asked employees. That's where I understood it was told how the presents.
Oh, okay. So did you get gifts you actually asked for then?
Sometimes.
Yeah. depending on what the
What
people in
they
the companies would get, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Sometimes you got what you want, sometimes you didn't.
Yeah. Huh. Now, I read in an old newspaper article they had birthday parties each month for the children. Did they? Do you remember that?
Yeah, we had once a month. Once a month, they had all sat at this one table. Whoever's birthday was that month, they had a nice. They had ice cream, cake, and then you got one present.
Huh.
I remember several times I got marbles, and I was so disappointed.
Marbles.
I didn't want marbles.
Yeah.
Back then, that was a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, if you already have some too, you don't need any more.
But Christmas was great. They had not only all the presents, but they had a real nice dinner for us. And and I remember one of the couple of parents were calling wanted to take their kids out.
Okay.
For Christmas to be with them, and Mom Zucker would say, "I have them for 364 days a year. Christmas, they're mine." That's what she said. She said, they're mine that day. I want him.
Okay, interesting.
Here. That's what she said. They're mine. They're my kids.
And tell him about Easter.
Yeah. Easter was Thanksgiving was very nice. Now they would let some of the parents take their come get their kids and take them out for Thanksgiving. They would let them do that.
Okay.
And but they would have a real nice meal for us. And then the ones that were still there. There's been times they let us go see a movie. Let us go downtown and see a movie.
Do you remember any movies you saw when you were there? I mean, that you went out.
Well, some of them I snuck. We won. So we went and seen this one movie called The Creatures from the Black Lagoon.
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
We snuck and seen that. Well, when we was there, it rained. So when it rains, they take head count. If it didn't rain, we'd been all right, I think. But it rained. We come back and they was waiting for us.
Oh.
And we got a good whipping.
Really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Was it fairly easy to sneak out then when you wanted to, or
no? Because you're talking to home, 3 stories high. We didn't realize at the time. See, it's 3 stories.
He grew up till he realized.
We couldn't understand why we got caught so much. All he had to do was look out that window and you could see all over.
The kids didn't understand that. They think they were safe by just.
How they know where we was? How they know? Well, they see us either going or coming back. All you gotta do is look out the window. And see everything.
Yeah.
And Easter there was neat. They would have a big Easter egg hunt in the front yard. They would hide the eggs. And sometimes they would put on the eggs 50 cents on one, and another one they would write down 25 cents. And the Lions Club, they was there, and they would give you money. If it said 25 cents, they'd give you a quarter. Said 50, and it'd be once in a while you'd find one that had a daughter on it.
Wow, and that would have been a lot.
Oh yeah, for
more
a kid.
Money back then.
For a kid,
yeah, right.
And that was really neat. And then they let us. After that, they let us. There was a bunch of us one time asked could we go down to the Dairy Owl, which is still there on East Main Street. There's a Dairy Owl on East Main Street.
I think I know where you mean.
Right there.
You got the pictures in here.
Okay.
we went back and there's out front of the children's home they have a picture of the kids.
I never saw that.
Well, anyway, we went to the Dairy Owl. And the Dairy Owl, they let us go get ice cream. That was a big thing for us that day.
Yeah.
That was the Easter egg hunt, and then the girls will be all Sunday morning getting ready to go to church. They'll be all dressed up in their pretty dresses.
Oh, really?
It's home 1886.
Okay.
It was built.
Okay, that's right. I've been in there a little bit since it's been closed, but
You didn't take a picture of Dairy Owl, I don't think.
Yeah, I did. There's the old store. There's your Dairy Owl.
Okay, I know where that is.
There's your little store.
And
okay.
This store here, we used to sneak over. It used to be called Gardeners out front. We used to sneak over there and get candy, or whenever we had some money, we'd get candy and stuff. And they all they had to do is look out. They see us.
He could never understand that till he got older. He says, "Now I understand."
Interesting. Yeah.
And what was that one big picture of the home? Because I want to explain some different things to him. Oh, you got some other questions first?
Oh, yeah, but go ahead. I'm flexible.
I'll put them in order. I want to explain.
Yeah, that's
the main
fine.
big picture of it.
The home.
What was that main big picture? The front of it.
Which one did you want?
The whole picture, good picture of the front of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, this now used to have big steeple. Used to be on
I've
here.
seen that in the old pictures.
Big
Yeah.
steeple used to be right here, and there was
Yeah.
right there, and another one over here somewhere. Because I remember when they got ready to tear it down, they had a fence around it so the kids wouldn't get hurt. Make sure we went around there and then knock them over.
Okay.
I remember that.
Huh. So you couldn't go up in the steeple at all?
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's like some of the old steeples, like you see in the old church buildings. You
Yeah.
see the
Right. Yeah. Huh.
Tell him about the candy room, Paul. And
well, he wants to know the history. The candy room. We
That's
had
fine.
what they call a candy room.
Okay.
We were, and anytime we got little change, come up with little change, they write a name on this book. They kept records of how much money we put in. They saved this for us, and then once in a while they let us come up and buy candy.
Oh, really? Huh.
And whatever amount of money we got, they said, "Well, you can afford this candy bar." Back then, candy bar is only 5 cents.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like a little bank
The
that
little
you
type
could
thing they
save
had
up for
set.
candy.
like a little store. You
How
know,
they set up for us.
Huh. Was
But
that?
then, one time, some people came to work on the spoutings of the roof to do some repair or something. These big ladders. The candy room was. Ruth on the way I got a picture of it on the side of the home. Was the candy room about second story up? The second. Well, we couldn't.
This one.
Well, anyway, the candy room. It's on the other side. Well, anyway, the candy room. Are you in a hurry or is it?
No, not
The
not in a hurry at
anyway,
all.
the candy room was on one side of the children's home. It was on the second floor up.
Take your time. That's I'm not in any hurry.
Oh, here we go. The candy room. This is the side of it. Was about right in here.
Huh.
And they had ladder, and the people that's working on the roof and stuff left the ladders there. Well, we found out that the window was partially open. So,
The opportunity. You know.
so there was the opportunity, and Mom and Pop Zerger was gone that day. They went somewhere, and so we went. Some kids said, "Hey, there's a window partially open." So one kid went in. Hey guys, there's a bunch of Kool-Aid. Start throwing it down, candy. Start throwing everything down. So back then, we just opened it up, wet our finger and stuck it in the Kool-Aid, powder.
Yeah, right. I remember
We
that
ate
powder.
it.
Yeah.
We ate it like that.
Right.
Pop Zuger came in that night and told me, he said, "I heard a good report for you boys. I heard you boys was very, very good." And here we sat there in bed with orange and grape on our fingers. We got in trouble for that, big time.
I can imagine.
They take them on and figure out what happened.
You tell them about your appendicitis attack.
Oh, Mom Zuger, she had some kind of nursing training, nursing training, and she saved my life.
Oh, really?
I had a very serious appendix attack, and I went to lay down, and house mother, her name was Mrs. Edmond. We had several house mothers, they call them. They took care of us, watchovers and everything like that, all the time.
Uh-huh.
Like a babysitter type thing.
Yeah.
Except they was called house mothers.
Huh.
And I got real sick, and I laid down, and we had these big long benches, wooden bench, real long. I laid down, and Mrs. Edmond come up and said, "Are you all right, Paul?" You know how kids, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," which I wasn't, but I jumped up because I was embarrassed and afraid to say I'm sick.
Yeah.
This happened about 3 times. She taught me laying down.
Huh.
And third time she said, "Something's wrong with you." And so they sent me up on see, right over here was what they called it. It was like a little special room where when we got sick, pretty sick, they took us up there.
Okay.
They had white hospital beds.
Huh.
They took us up there when we was,
Yeah.
away from the dormitory and where all the other kids are at. They took us up there.
Huh.
Took us up there and they took my temperature, and it was 103.
Wow.
And then Mom Zerger, so she got hold of a nurse from the hospital or something, I guess. The nurse came in and they took blood tests. I remember they had these glass little skinny glass plates like glass.
Yeah.
And they did blood tests.
Okay.
About an hour later, boy, here came back then they didn't have a emergency squad, like they do now. Boy, they took me to the hospital down and done surgery. They said if she's the one that caught that.
Mrs. Zerger.
Mom Zerger. So the one that made sure she's the one that called the nurse and all this. Because she knew something was very wrong.
Yeah.
And they had blood tests. And my appendix ruptured, seeping. They said that if they didn't do surgery that night, I would have died.
Wow, yeah, that's serious.
Because it was seeping.
Wow.
So she saved my life.
Wow. Now, was it somebody from the children's home that took you to the hospital? Do you remember? Or you might not remember, but...
No, they came in with a stretcher.
Wow.
They came right in and got me.
Wow.
I was scared. I didn't know what to think. They didn't tell me anything. They just came and said, "You're going to the hospital." Wow. They just came and got me.
You might have said that. How old were you? About, if you remember?
I think I was in the fourth. I think I was in the fourth grade.
Okay.
And I missed the first year of school because I was sick so much. So I'd say about maybe 11, 10 or 11, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be pretty scary for a kid that age.
So she saved my life.
What were the Zergers like? You're gonna ask a question.
Go ahead.
What were the Zergers like that you remember? As people.
Oh, they're very good, very nice people.
Yeah.
One thing, the Zergers made sure that they always went to church.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
They always encouraged us to go to church.
Walk to the church.
We always had plenty to eat. We always had plenty of clothes.
Yeah.
And we always kept warm.
Yeah.
In fact,
He said it wasn't the best of clothes. He says he remembers they wore bluebells, they called them.
Well, we eventually said, can we have jeans like some of the other kids? And so they finally got jeans for us to wear like the other kids.
Yeah. Do you remember what you wore before that? What kind of clothes?
Oh, just like jeans. I can remember jeans or regular clothes like slats, like regular clothes.
Right.
Ordinary clothes.
Okay.
Tell me about the lawn social.
Oh yeah, the lawn social was really neat. The money went for, we had a Boy Scout troop. It was Troop 11. It was Troop 11. Yeah. And to get money to help get us things for Boy Scouts.
Sorry, it should be okay. It's all right.
To get money for the Boy Scouts, we had a lawn social. We baked our own cakes, fried our own hamburgers, probably hot dogs too, I'm pretty sure.
It was quite a big thing.
It was a big thing. And drinks, we had our own drinks. I don't know if they had pop there. I was supposed to have pop.
Somebody told me that
a
lot of people from the neighborhood would come out.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
And then us kids, it'd be our job. We would take people through the home, show them that stuff. And we were hoping after we take them through, they would give us a little bit of money for taking them through,
Did anybody ever do that?
Yeah, they'd give some money. And if somebody didn't, we just thought to ourselves, gee, thanks a lot.
Paul said after the lawn social was over and they would go out to clean up things, they would go out and find money.
We hurried up and get up early in the morning, especially where they had, we had a big table set up where they had a cake and ice cream, and people did change out they pay for they charge so much for the cake and ice cream.
Yeah.
So early in the morning, we hurried up, got up early in the morning, and ran out because it was in the summertime, so we didn't have to worry about school. We'd get up early and go out there and look in the grass and find quarters and change that people were dropped.
Right.
Telling me about your chores, Paul, and responsibilities. Did you?
Oh yeah, one thing they also taught us, discipline. Which a lot of other people don't know what that is anymore.
Well, that's for sure.
Discipline, to work,
respect.
Now Pop Zutter, there's times he had to discipline us, but then we wasn't little angels.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? We gave him a rough time.
I'm sure.
We gave him a rough time.
You ever watch the movie Boys Town?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
You kind of put your mind to that.
Okay.
But he would never really what you call abuse.
Oh, okay.
Now he would punish you.
Okay.
He was pretty strict.
Yeah.
Very strict, but with the punishment.
You never hear what you hear today about sexual abuse or
yeah.
No, there wasn't.
downright murder or real abusive situation.
He wasn't what you call it. We wasn't abused, you know.
Okay, good.
We was punished.
Yeah.
The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child.
That's right. Yeah.
Like if we got in trouble at school, we knew one phone call. We knew when we got home we was going to get it.
Us too, and I wasn't in the home, but that's the way it was, you know.
A lot of people my age or older, they'll say, back when I was a kid, if I got in trouble in school, I'd get in worse trouble back at home. And it's different now, but yeah. But well, shoot, what was I going to ask you about that? Well, looking back, would you say he was fair about it? Try to be fair?
Who pumps over?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like I said, we wasn't no angels. Yeah.
Tell me about.
I think they done the best they could with all them kids.
You have a lot of kids.
Tell me about the last kid that would get punished. You know, a paddle pole.
What?
Tell him about what would happen if he was the last child to get paddled.
Oh, a lot of times they'd line us up and we done something wrong. There'd be several of us involved. They'd line us up. Well, you better not be the last kid, because the last kid, he was worn out. So he was in pretty good shape. But the first kid.
Wow. Okay, I got
But
you.
one thing, we tend like we was. One thing I learned, tend like you was crying, because if you start crying, he thought you was hurt.
Yeah.
Might think he's hurting you or something. He'll stop.
Okay.
I learned that lesson. Yeah.
Kids are smart about that kind of stuff.
Tend like you're crying.
They do.
They'll pick up on it.
What else was a typical day like? Like, do you remember
chores,
about when you got up and the meals and chores and things like that?
Chores.
Well, see, like I said, down there, it was like a farm.
Mm.
We done our own milking the cows. We had Holsteins. We had beef cattle, chickens, you name it, ducks, geese, rabbits. In fact, there was a couple of horses there for a while. Not very long.
Don't think you had pigs, did you?
Yes, we had pigs.
Did you have pigs?
Yep, we had pigs. You name it. We raised all that stuff.
Plus they had a garden.
And the milk, we pasteurized our own milk. In fact, we made our own. We had chocolate cows. No, I'm teasing. We had milk.
I might be a city boy, but I know a little better than that.
We bought this chocolate syrup, and after we pasteurized the milk, the farmer, his name was Clyde Phillips. He's the one that instructed us how to do he was in charge of pasteurizing the milk and everything.
Clyde Phillips.
Yeah, and after we did that, he put made a little bit of milk off the side, chocolate milk. So we had chocolate milk, poured the syrup in there.
Okay, yeah.
And one of my jobs was to help milk the cows and also I was in charge of help raise the chickens.
Okay.
Feed them every day.
Tell them what your name was, Paul.
Feed them every day. What?
Barn boys.
All they call us the barn boys.
Interesting.
So there'd be so many of us that worked down there because they wait till he got old enough to do that.
Yeah.
And we produce a lot of own food in the garden. You know where on the left side of the children's home, where you get your license now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
That all that land, not true in the back to the county garage, but right in front of the county garage, all that space.
Yep. I know exactly what you mean.
Used to be all the garden.
Interesting. I wondered where it was. Okay.
That was all garden, and we had oh my goodness, you name it, all kinds of vegetables, beans. Oh, I hate picking beans. We had picked beans. That was very boring.
I was going to ask you, were there certain chores you liked better than others, or like certain animals you liked working with better than others?
I enjoy working with the chickens.
Interesting. Okay, my dad did too on the farm.
Enjoy milking the cows.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
I enjoy doing all that.
Yeah.
Tell about the sitting hen. Chicken. Yeah.
I don't know if it happened there or that happened on the farm.
That's okay.
I had this one setting hen. She wouldn't give up her eggs. She did not want me to have her.
Together the eggs.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get, and she kept pecking my fingers and everything. Well, it wasn't too bad, but then I went to give him one time. I had a hangnail. And I went and she got me right by that hangnail, and I lost my temper and grabbed her by the head and yanked her head off.
Yanked her head off.
Well, you wouldn't have known. You were just a kid.
He was supposed to be gathering the eggs, and
Yeah.
he couldn't figure out why he couldn't get the eggs from her. You
Yeah.
know,
We had this.
Wow.
We had this cat, and the name was Stubby. The cat's tail looked like a bobcat. I don't know what happened to the tail, because we called her Stubby. It was a Tom, and we had these cute little baby kittens we found, and we grew very fond of them. Well, we come home from school one day, and here they was all killed. Something killed all these little kittens. So we looked at the Stubby, and here she had a bunch of fuzz and stuff all over her mouth.
Huh.
So there was a bunch of us. We pretend like we was the jury. You're going to think bad of me.
No.
Anyway, but
Hey.
you don't remember, I was a kid.
He's a kid.
Exactly.
And
Kids do
there
all
was me,
kinds of
Earl,
stuff.
Laura, I don't know, it was about 7 or 8 of us. We was the jury.
Mhm.
We all got together and we said,
You tried to give him a fair trial, I'm sure.
guilty as charged, because the evidence, there it was.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
guilty as charged, death by hanging. We hanged the cat. And then we buried it. And then, I don't know, quite a few months went by. And Mr. Fishball, he was our science teacher, biography and science teacher from Lincoln. So I went to Lincoln School.
Okay,
Lincoln
that
School
was
in
a question I had. Okay.
Lincoln and Hazelwood.
Okay.
Went to Lincoln the most.
Okay.
The Hazelwood's towards the east.
Yeah.
Now Lincoln's been tore down now.
Yeah, I remember when it was standing, yeah.
Anyway, at one time he said, over the weekend, he said, I want you guys to bring something Monday. I want you guys to bring something very unique. Very unique. That's what he said. Mr. Fishball said that. So I thought, it dawned on me. So I went and dug the cat up, and all that left was the skeletons, and I took the skull and cleaned it up real nice and took it there and got an egg.
That's pretty unique.
I never forgot. He said, Paul, where'd you get this? And I said, I found it.
Yeah, you knew just where to find it too.
Yeah, he didn't have to know the whole story.
And the kids didn't ride the school buses or anything. They had to walk
Yeah.
to the schools.
Yeah,
But you see, now it's not that far from the children's home to.
Yeah.
Back then, that was a little walk.
yeah, yeah. And it
Now the high school kids, the town bus, they used to have a regular bus from downtown that would make its rounds.
Huh.
Regular, not a school bus; it was a regular city bus.
Huh.
And the high school kids would jump on that bus.
Oh, okay.
Tim didn't.
And less than that, we walked. From the. No, we was little. I'm sure they took us. I don't remember now. Mostly we walked.
Okay.
Paul didn't get to finish from high school.
Okay.
So he went back and went to adult education classes,
Oh,
and he
okay.
got his diploma.
Oh, good. When did you do that? Oops.
After I got out of the Army.
Okay.
I tried it in the Army, but they shipped us around here and there, and I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah.
He didn't get a GED. He actually got his diploma.
Wow, that's great.
We had this guy named Paul Robertson, and they come up
Adult
with an
education.
idea.
Huh.
They call it adult education. They taught us just exactly what we need to know for life.
Yeah, right. I bet you learned a lot more than a lot of kids do today in 12 years.
Because I remember he said, "No, but forget music. There ain't gonna be no music. There's not gonna be no gym.
Just practical
Sports
things.
is gonna be just a practical stuff that you need to get out there and make a living." So that was a neat program. Went there 3.5 years.
Okay.
When I first started going myself, it was kind of bad because before that program, I was trying to go with the kids, riding the school bus, and boy, I was afraid to look out the window and somebody see me.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to work part-time and going to school.
But it worked out all right because some of those high school kids was bigger than I was. So they didn't know the difference.
Right.
A lot of the kids didn't know the difference.
Paul and I were dating each other, and he went to the library, and I sat there and watched him study, and then he got his diploma when we got married.
Interesting. Okay.
Paul and I have been married 45 years.
No, that's great. Wow. My dad was a math teacher, and he's been retired for a while, but he tutors men and women who didn't get their diploma yet, and he likes doing that. So yeah, it's.
We had one kid come to home one time. I never forgot. He came in, getting ready to go to bed, and he just kind of looked around and looked at us and said, "Guys, is it warm at nights?"
Well, no, what was that?
Is it warm at night?
Is it warm at nights?
Huh.
he came from a home that had burlap bags over his
He
window.
showed us his house. He showed us his house
Very
when
poor.
we was going to school one day or church. I'm not sure which one it was. And he said, "Hey, you guys, I want to show you my house where I lived. Feed sacks for curtains."
Wow. Yeah. That were there children who were there who you kind of grew up with most of the time in the home, that you knew most of the time you were there?
He's got some real buddies.
Oh, good.
A lot of them are gone now.
Yeah.
A lot of them passed away now, but a few of them still living.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, there's a few of them still living.
Huh.
In fact, there's a couple of them here that lives in Newark, and then one lives in Lord, where's that?
Grove City.
Grove City.
Okay, yeah.
There's some of them I grew up with.
Yeah. Okay.
Not too many of them that was there that long.
I wondered that was...
But there was some of them that were little time.
Okay.
Of course, there was people there before I came, and then after I left, there was people there.
Yeah. Yeah, you say a lot of children just might be there a few days and they'd be gone, or...
I don't know how
A
long,
few
but
years, maybe 5 or
okay.
6 years or
Okay.
something, and they would come and go. You know.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there were some real close ones that Paul was. Jack Ryan.
well, my age, kids that was more around my. You know how your kids, you hang around kids your age.
Yeah, right.
And these kids, a lot of them are gone now. Once was real close, real closely. It was like brothers, you know. Fight one minute and friends
Oh,
and
yeah.
that.
Yep. I know how that goes. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, feel free to...
Then more.
Yeah, I've got
Oh,
a few
behind
things.
in the playroom, there was lockers. There was lockers in. That's what we had. But I was told way before they put the lockers in, there was blackboards. So that kind of tells you
Or
something.
they
They
taught school there.
must taught school there or something. I don't know. That's what
Okay.
was told. There was blackboards behind
Oh.
the lockers.
So you never had classes in the children's home?
No,
It
they
was
sent
always...
it Lincoln or Hazelwood.
Okay, yeah.
Probably the late 1800s.
Yeah,
where it
probably.
all started.
I think I
I'm
read...
trying to-
Yeah, I think I read somewhere they used to have a teacher on the staff, maybe. And
Now you heard us them talking about there was a cemetery there. Or
yeah,
something.
I've
I
heard
have
different
no-
stories.
I have no idea. I
Okay.
lived there for 17 years. And
He doesn't.
we
remember.
didn't miss too much, let me tell you.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
you know, cemetery people bury that deep. Of course, we wouldn't know.
You
I
never
have
heard
no idea where that. It could be anywhere around
okay.
there.
Huh.
You know, all that land and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard different things. That, maybe it was where they put one of the highway sheds and that kind of thing. But yeah, you hear different things about that.
Let's see, Paul, you had a swimming pool too, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a swimming pool one time.
What did you do for fun, like swimming and other things? On a typical day.
Well, a lot of times we had the farm work to do. We had to mow the grass. A lot of grass that was to be mowed.
So they kept you pretty busy with chores.
Kept us pretty busy with chores.
Yeah.
Once in a while, they let us go to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because once in a while we snuck too. But
Didn't get to watch a lot of television. Of course, there wasn't a lot of television back there then. At that time.
on the weekends we did.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Wednesday night they let us see. I remember we got to see Disney. There was a Disney program on. It used to be Wednesday night. We got to see that.
So they had TVs in the home. Huh?
One TV. The old type TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got, and weekends we got to see TV.
Huh. Huh.
Oh, one time we wasn't allowed to go out beggars night or trick or treat.
Yeah.
Well, we snuck out, and I know we snuck out. We'd come back from trick or treat, and we'd come up to the dormitory. Lights was all out. We said, "Hey guys, we had a lot of fun. We did this and we done that. And we done this." Lights came on. There was Pop Zerter right there. Pop Zerter and one of the house mothers. Boy, did we get a whipping. And we was telling all the kids everything we did.
And he was hearing it.
He was hearing it, and all of a sudden, on came the lights. And, oh my goodness!
He knew what was going on. It sounds like.
And they wasn't allowed to have bicycles or anything like
Well,
that.
because one child got killed on the bike, way on the stand, got killed on the bike, so we wasn't allowed to have bicycles.
They just had the full responsibility of all them kids, and they would make sure they were safe. So.
We snuck out one time. We trick or treat, and was going down the streets pinning horns. back then the old steering wheel, you take a live twig, go up down through that, and that horn would stay on until somebody came out and pulled out that branch. You know, you used to remember how the old horns used to be.
Yeah.
And so with me and Albert Posterwaite, and there were several others, Jack Wright's, a bunch of us was going up the street taking turns pinning the horns. And I was bad. I was no drifter. Once I start laughing. I would start laughing and stare at the same time. I was no good trying to do that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I start to do it and laugh, and that's about it. Anyway, so we're going down the street.
You didn't take it seriously enough then.
No.
You couldn't take it seriously.
No. So we're going down the street doing that, and I never forgot. There was this wagon sitting down at the end. Station wagon. And we know at the time we was being watched. The guy seen, and Albert Posterwaite said, I want this one, my turn. You know how kids would go, my turn, my turn. You know, I was showing off on my turn. This guy was laying down, he was laying down in the front seat.
Waiting for them.
Waiting. And Albert Posterwaite opened up that door and he grabbed him on. I know Albert screamed. That was the last time I ever did anything like that. That was a lesson. We took off running to the other end of the street, and he come, and this guy starts smacking him around there.
Yeah.
He come down the other end of the street, looked at us, and said, "Thanks a lot, guys." I go, "Hell." Oh, that's still. I never forgot that. That was it.
How old do you think you were then?
Oh, I don't know. We was a little older.
Yeah. Old enough to know better, huh?
Yeah.
12.
I'd say maybe 12 or 13 or something. Yeah, we was old enough to. No, if I was a lot smaller, I wouldn't. One time the cornfield, so we would produce our own sweet corn. You name it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even raise our own sweet corn. And we would have big trailer for corn. And Albert, what was I going to say now?
By the way, go ahead.
The cows got out. The cows got out, and Pop Zerter, I never forgot, he opened the dormitory. He said, "Okay, boys," he said, "let's go. I got some flashlights." He said, "The cows are out." Cows got in the cornfield.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And so we was all together, though, for a while, looking for our flashlight. And I got, before I know it, I got separated.
Huh.
I was there all alone with the flashlight trying to find the cows.
Oh, wow.
And I turned that flashlight on, and there was this cow, and got it, right in his eyes. And how at nighttime, his eyes just looked like they glowed. Oh my gosh! I tell you, I turned around, head for the barn. They call it. Corn was slapping his side of the face.
I know. I've been in cornfields. I know how that is. Yeah.
And one time we took some newspaper down the cornfield, and we pretended like we was Indians. And one guy played the chief.
Yeah.
What are you doing, right?
I was making a note to ask you something then. Yeah.
Well, and we snuck down the cornfield, and one kid played the chief. We took corn silk, wrapped it up in a newspaper, pretend like it was a peace pipe.
Oh.
And we would pass this peace pipe around.
Were you smoking it?
Oh yeah, I got so. But from that day, I never smoked cigarettes. Yeah. That was a good blessing in disguise.
Yeah, right.
Because I tried cigarettes. When I tried it, that put me in mind. That made me sick.
Same thing happened to me. Oh, okay, good.
Now there was Earl Lord. He was one of the kids that was raised in the children's home.
What was his name?
Earl Lord.
Okay.
He lives at
Grove City.
Grove City.
Okay. Is that you on the left there in that picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cold that day.
Oh yeah.
It's something. When I went through the home, first time I went through the home, after I grew up and everything, they let us go through it. I thought, my goodness, look how the walls look so small, and the ceiling looks small. Because you don't realize you was a kid then.
Yep.
Everything looks so small, like a shrunk.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me. Yep.
That's Clyde and Pauline Phillips there.
No, that's Mom and Pop Zerger.
Oh, is that Mom and Pop there?
And, and there's Mom Zerger. She lived to be 104.
Was that Mrs. Zerger or Mom Zerger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you visited her. Okay.
Yeah, so I gave her. I brought afterwards. I brought her Christmas time. I bring her flowers, and then Mother's Day I bring her flowers.
Nice.
She lived to be she must have been good stress because she lived to be 104.
Yeah. That's true.
That's me when I was.
Interesting. Okay.
There's me.
Okay.
This is my dad. If I got
Huh.
pictures of my dad.
Huh. Was he from around Newark? Do you know?
Yeah.
He worked on the B&L Railroad.
Okay, like a lot
This
of guys.
picture of me, Lincoln, 1954.
Okay.
This is when he was almost 2 there.
Is that at the children's home?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Now, was there?
Here's a picture of his dad.
See the haircut? The haircut like you put a bow on your head and just shaved around.
I used to get those. Yep. Was there a playground at the children's home? Like
back
with
in
a
the
swing
back,
set?
back in the back. Yeah, we had a swing set and we had a merry-go-round type thing. You know, the old type.
We
In
had
fact,
those.
I got one picture of a bunch of kids.
Oh wow!
Now here's a bunch of us.
Here's the
There it is.
swing set.
Oh wow! These are great pictures.
Merry-go-round type thing. There's me
Wow.
when I was wee little.
Huh.
There's one of the house mothers.
Okay.
There's some of his friends there.
Huh. Do you remember?
House mothers.
Do you remember much about the house mothers? Were there any who you got close to? Or
Oh, I was real close to Edith Wiley. In fact, she where she at? And this lady, there's a couple of them. A couple of them, they babied me.
yeah. How do you spell her last name? Do you know?
Wiley,
Willey, I think.
Okay. Okay. Edith.
Edith, and the other one was named Grace. There's Grace Wiley.
Huh. Interesting. Is that you there?
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Huh.
Here's our Lore,
Okay. Where are you at in this picture?
right there.
Yeah, you look like you're up to trouble.
And there's Eddie. We grew up together. And there's where's Tommy?
This is
Bobby
the
Redmond, he
That's
lived-
the dining room, and all the boys sat together at the same table.
Okay.
See, this was the Christmas time.
Were you mostly with boys throughout the day, or did the
Yeah,
girls and
yeah,
boys mix
yeah. We
much?
didn't mix.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They had the boys was on one side and the girls was on the other
Oh,
side.
that's right.
We had a reunion in 1988. That was a neat.
Hmm.
I tried to get that together, but nobody. I put it in the paper, but nobody was really interested.
Hmm.
I got a couple of calls that killed the cat. They just want to know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to help me get it going.
Oh. Huh. Well, you.
See, he's gone now. He's gone now. He just died here recently.
Hmm.
There's the barn boys I told you.
Yeah.
A group of us
That was the
worked.
group that worked on the farming and stuff
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Huh. Now, was there?
Oh, I got to tell you this story.
Okay.
It might be a waste of time.
No,
but,
nothing's a waste of time.
I could write it, but anyway.
You should write the book.
One night we was carrying on, and making a lot of noise. Should have been asleep. And Pop Zerger. There's one kid, Jimmy Lore.
Sorry.
Jimmy Lore. He could take his fingers in his mouth like that. Oh, could he whistle?
I can't do that.
Well, he was doing that and always making all kinds of racket. Whistling real loud, and boy, in he came.
Mr. Zerger.
Mr. Pop
Pop Zerger.
We call him on Pop.
Yeah.
And he came. Oh, by the way, before I forget it, one time Sonny Reels, this guy, he was a welder. He come in the home to weld something, and he was walking all around. We was out in the yard mowing or whatever, like he was lost. We said, "Are you lost?" He goes, "No." And I said, Are you looking for Pop?" He goes, "No, I'd rather have water." I never forgot. So seriously, he just looked at us. We just kind of stood there, duh. He goes, "No, I'd rather have water." Now, what was I telling you? What was I telling you for?
Shoot, I forget.
I
That's
don't
all right.
think I'll forget what I was going to
That's
say.
all right. I have the same problem.
Oh, anyway, he was.
Oh, the whistling. Yeah.
Oh, he was mad. He started. Our beds was real close. You know what I mean? Our beds wasn't that far away.
Okay.
He come in and start smacking the kids, threatening them.
Oh,
Like I said,
yeah.
he was that you whistle? We go, "No, Papa, it wasn't me." He come another kid and start smacking him. "Was that you whistle?" He goes, "No, Papa, it wasn't." He came up to Jimmy Lore. I'll never forget. He started smacking him. He got real shook up and scared. He goes, "No, Papa, it wasn't me. I can't whistle in the dark." Oh, you let him have it. Can't whistle in the dark.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Oh, you let him have it.
About how many beds would be together where you were sleeping?
I was thinking it was about 30 beds. I was thinking.
Okay.
Now, don't quote me on it. Give
That's
or
all right.
take.
That's fine.
And those beds was real close together.
Huh.
Tell me about when you went in the Army, though, about your beds.
Oh, when I went in the Army, first time I walked in what they call the barracks, where
Yeah.
beds was all lined up. I looked in there and I said, "Man, this is just like home." Some of the guys said, "You got to be nuts," because a lot of them
That's
was
what he grew up
lot of
with,
them
yeah.
was drafted. You know, they didn't want to. They
yeah.
didn't want to be there on
Right.
volunteer draft. They didn't want to be there. They was like, "You got to be crazy." Well, they was all lined up.
Just like home.
The only thing was different. They had the butt cans. They had half full
Yeah.
water. People smoked, put
Yeah.
the butts.
Yeah.
That was the only thing what didn't look right. You know, we didn't want loud smoke down at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of things you weren't allowed to do, but you still did them.
Yeah. Right. What did you do in the Army then?
Combat infantry. That's all we
Really?
trained. 111 combat
Okay.
infantry.
Huh. Huh. Interesting.
That was my fault because when I first went in, they was interviewing me, talking to them, trying to find out what I would like to do. That don't mean you got what you want to do. And I was mad at the world. I
Yeah.
was mad at the world.
Hmm.
He goes, "What would you like to do, soldier?" Something like that. He said, "What would you like to do?" I said, "I want to fight." He goes, he asked me again, "What would you like to do in the armed forces? How can you serve us?" I said, "I want to fight." 3 times he asked me, "Okay, we'll fit you up, Mr. Hottinger. You're excused." 111 infantry. Walked beside the tanks, you know, playing war games.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I was in there during when I know how to go to war. Came close during the Cuba crisis.
Yeah,
Kennedy
yeah.
was president.
Right.
You remember that? You heard the Cuba crisis?
Yeah. I was born in '62, but I remember
And it's
hearing
right
about
there
it.
on the floor of the beach, ready to go over to Cuba.
Really? Huh.
These boats that had you flat the bed, big back,
Oh.
go down.
Okay.
Beach was ready to make a beach landing if we went
Wow.
over there.
I heard about it later, or read about it some.
I
yeah.
may not have been here. I may not have been here today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna explain. You got any more questions? I'm gonna explain.
I was going to say, if you want to take a bathroom break or anything anytime, I can
I'm gonna
pause
go to the
this.
restroom. You want to really show me those pictures of different sizes of home? I'm gonna show you,
Oh.
explain to you best I can
Okay.
what was there.
Okay.
What do you want?
It was-
Go down through.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
See, there's Edith Wiley. You said like that, Paul.
yeah, she was my pet.
You was her pet, you mean?
Well, I met one time. I felt so bad. She said she was leaving. She got another job.
Oh, she was one of the house mothers.
Oh,
Right?
when she left, my heart was. I was looking out the window. That it was on a Saturday when she was supposed to leave, and it was raining. That didn't help. Looked outside. It was raining. Oh, I was so upset.
Well, that'd be like losing another mother again, I guess.
When she left, I was so upset.
Huh.
And like I said, looking outside, gloomy.
Paul had a couple of different times that he could have been adopted, but at that time his mother had to release that, and she wouldn't release.
Oh, really?
for
You
him
had to
be
sign the
adopted.
papers. I was told that. I don't know who told me that, but
Okay.
she had to sign release forms, and she just took the papers and pencil and just knocked it off the
She
table.
wouldn't release him to be adopted.
I could have been adopted a couple of times.
Huh.
That's what I was told.
Okay.
I see Dorothy Ann. She's one told me that I thought it was 3 months old when I was brought in the children's home. She said, "No, Paul, it was 3
So I
days."
should know.
She said, "I should know."
Huh.
He was 3 days old.
She was there, I guess. Huh.
Yeah, she said, "I should know." She said, "Well, maybe her mom told her that." Maybe.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Yeah, you would have been a celebrity probably because you were probably the smallest one there at that time. Huh.
Yeah, they used to have babies.
Oh, real? Okay.
They had years ago. They took babies in.
Yeah.
But none of them stayed as long as you did, though, Paul. I don't think, did they?
Huh.
Do you know?
Oh, I got to
Most
tell
of
you
them
this.
would come 5 or 6 years, and then
Every Saturday, now Dorothy Ann may not have met this, but every Saturday we had beans, soup beans. And so cornbread, ketchup, onions, we put, and some of those kids put it all together.
Oh, yeah.
They
Okay.
did like it.
Yeah.
Well, Pop Zuger come in, and Charles McCoy, I know this guy. Pop Zuger didn't like the looks of that. He said, "What are you doing playing with your food?" He said, "That looks like slop." Fits it like that. And he smacked him around, just smacked him around a little bit.
Wow.
And I know Charles McCoy just kind of looked up like this. Well, Lord goes down the same place anyway. Oh man,
He's right.
Oh man, he starts. Oh, you got it for that.
He was right though.
And one time the kids was teaching me. The kids at the table, they flipped the spoon, and tried laying in the glass.
Yeah.
Like that, laying in the glass. And I was sitting on the end of the table. And they say, just hit it like that, flip, and they go in the glass. So I go, bam! Just then, Pop Zucker came in
Of course.
Came in the lunchroom and hit him.
Oh man.
Ding!
Now, were you in the Boy Scouts? You said there were Boy Scouts there.
Boy Scouts Troop 11.
Okay.
Will Becky, he used to be years ago, he was a postmaster here in Newark. And he was a scout.
Camp Falling Rock, right, Paul?
Camp Falling Rock, we'd go out there. Camp Falling.
Really? Okay.
Oh.
Is that up 79, Route 79?
Yeah, out
Towards-
that way. Camp.
yeah.
Oh, every summer, now this is years ago, we went to, when Buckeye Lake was a big amusement park.
Yeah.
Years
I've heard
ago.
about that.
In fact,
it
they
was before
called
my
it.
time.
In fact, they called it the Fun Place of Ohio, and they bring school buses in to take us. And Bill McElroy used to be the sheriff way back then. Bill McElroy used to choose the backer, and he was and the Lions Club was the one that paid the Lions Club. And I know if you got Bill McElroy would be the head of the school bus, we'd say, "Hey, Bill, turn your siren on your lights," and he would do that.
Oh, really?
In front of the school buses, he would turn the siren on and lights, for us.
That give the kids a kick. Yeah.
Every summer we went to Buckeye Lake, and that's when back then they had these two. Remember Mark Twain, those type paddle.
Oh yeah, paddle
You used to
boats.
have two of them.
Oh wow.
Years ago at Buckeye Lake, I remember seeing two of them, and they'd take us down on the lake.
Oh wow.
That was part of give us lunch, and then also at the zoo. The same outfit every year in June we'd get to go to the zoo.
In Columbus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I love
Years
the zoo.
ago, Columbus Zoo, because it's not like it is now, big as it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they have those. We were sitting out in this lawn. And they had flat lunch. They get like peanut butter sandwiches, a banana, or a cookie or something.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there eating at lunch, and squirrels would come right up to you. Earl Orr, he was on me. Come here, come here, come here, come here.
Who is this?
Earl Orr. He goes, come here, come here, come here.
Okay.
Little squirrel come right up to him. And he said, come here, come here. Boom! He hit that squirrel right in the head with the banana. Oh man!
Earl had his own band. This is his band.
Oh, okay.
See, that's Earl over here.
Okay.
This is Earl.
Did he do that while he was in the home at all?
No, that came.
That was after?
That came afterwards.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, that came afterwards.
Is that him there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a recording studio or something in his home in Grove City.
Huh.
He could sing.
Huh.
See, here's my dad in the motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
I was lucky to get a hold of these pictures. I don't remember
you're
now
not
who
kidding.
gave them to. Somebody gave them to me. I was lucky. See, there's your steeple.
Yeah, right.
There's one of them.
Looks
How
like
you
a
see
church. Yeah.
Uh-huh. There was another one there somewhere. I'm sure there was more than one.
Huh. Okay.
Now, there was my mom.
Okay. Huh.
Probably not, Paul. See, you only had one steeple. See,
Well,
the
maybe there
wood
was only one
right
steeple.
up above on
Oh,
the
see, up
wall,
above?
Yeah. Yeah.
The cats.
I found that in the store.
Oh, really? I didn't know they made one at the children's home.
Yeah.
Huh. My mom has those of other buildings, but
I was thinking there's more than one
Down at
steeple.
Finders Keepers, I was going through and I'm saying, "Oh my goodness, Paul, we got a picture of the home of the cat's meow."
Huh. Huh.
In fact, that used to be our old church over there.
This one here.
Right by the Wonder Bread. Yeah, they made a cat's meow of that one.
Huh.
Before
Okay.
it's now the Narrow Road Christian Church now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I wrote all that information down over here.
Oh,
for
thank
you.
you. Yeah,
I want to. There's something special I want to tell you. What's the
Okay.
picture? The big picture of Children's Home in here you had.
Boy,
I'm going to go through it now.
I got to tell you this. You are being so helpful. This is such great information. It is.
Well, Paul
Amazing.
enjoys it.
I wish
good.
I took pictures of some of the structures that used to be. All
Yeah.
now is the Children's Home. Over here on the left. Over here on the left used to be the. Not Zugger Hall, but you go past Zugger Hall, what they call Zugger Hall.
Right, I know where that is.
Well, on down there, on the corner, way down there, close to the county road,
Right.
we used to call it the Cave Hill. It's where they kept stuff cold, they made coleslaw,
Oh, really?
and it was mostly all underground. You walked in there, and it's real cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, huh,
You can almost jump up on the roof.
huh.
You know what I mean?
Like a spring house or something?
It was set real low. The roof was real low. And you went in there and they had, they put onions and potatoes. Because one time I went in there and I thought, oh, look at the good coleslaw.
Yeah.
Down these great big crock pots, great big thing. And later on we went in there and I said, what smells? They was making sauerkraut. I didn't know it. I said, oh, it stinks, you know.
You must buy...
I thought they ruined it.
You must be like me, because I love coleslaw, but I don't like sauerkraut.
Oh.
I said, they ruined it. I said, it stinks.
Paul won't eat sauerkraut unless I put brown sugar in it.
Okay.
It sweetens it.
And they took out, that's gone. And then on this other side, and on it, right down, there used to be a 2-story structure. And it was made brick and had a slate, just like the children's home, slate roof. And the first floor on there was where they done all our laundry. It had the big machines in there that pressed the sheets, all this stuff. This was on the first floor. Up the top's where the farmer and his wife lived.
Oh.
They had an apartment upstairs.
Was it the girls who did the laundry? Girls in the home, or
they had people that done it.
Adults.
Maybe the girls helped, but they had people that worked there to help do that.
Okay.
Maybe the girls helped too, but the guys didn't. I didn't remember doing anything in there.
Did you say?
No, that's Pop's Zugger, Mom's Zugger.
Okay.
You got one here.
but anyway, there was and then there was the milk. What did I start saying? Okay, you go on past that because this is all gone now. Let me show you. Where's
the laundry building? All that.
On here, you go on down a little bit was the. I wish I had a better picture on that side.
That's all right.
Anyway, was that 2-story structure. Down at the bottom was the big for the laundry and everything. Up above was his apartments.
Okay.
And then you go on past that little bit was the milk house.
Oh, okay.
Where we pasteurize our own milk and everything. That's gone. They tore it down.
Huh. And is that behind where the
on the
left
is, on the left side on the left side was Zugger Hall.
Yeah.
It's on that side with the Zugger Hall. You go on past a little ways.
Down maybe where the highway department is, or right.
No, it's not that far down.
Okay.
Cave Hill was down by the.
Oh.
Cave Hill was down close to the road, but it wasn't way down there by the garage.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, you went past the 2-story building, and there was the milk house. That's on this side. Was the milk house. And that's where we done the pasteurization and all this.
And you worked a lot with that, didn't you?
Yeah, helped with that.
Yeah.
Now you go on around. I'm just picturing it on my head. You're going around was a chicken house. We had one big long chicken house, and there used to be 3 or 4 little coop chicken.
Oh yeah.
Old-fashioned chicken houses.
Huh.
It was kind of neat the way they built them. Old-fashioned.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 of them, and later they built this great big long one. We raised our chickens.
Right.
That's all gone.
Okay. But you would have spent a lot of time in those, I guess, getting the eggs.
Oh, yeah. And then you go on around, and there was your barn.
Okay.
In fact, Paul said he had a pet chicken that he
Well,
would raise, and he came in one time and they killed his pet chicken.
Well,
for
we had
Sunday
about
dinner.
7 of them. I wouldn't eat that
He
Sunday.
said, I'm not going to eat nothing.
I ain't going to eat no chicken.
Yeah.
And then there was the barn. Big barn. That's where we put our own hay and straw and milked our cows down at the bottom.
Was it more than one story? Do you remember?
Yeah, on the bottom where we milked the cows, on the tops where they kept our hay.
Okay.
And straw.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
In fact, they said when that was burning, they said they seen some kids running from it.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think that was arson.
Yeah, probably.
But it's probably been gone now anyway.
Huh.
And on the back of it, way in the back, where we had a shed that kept horses, and then we had a shed that kept the rabbits.
Huh.
Had a little shed that kept beef cattle.
Huh.
This shed wasn't very high. The beef cattle were getting everything. Well, we found out when we fed them grain and everything, it was so low you could go in there and catch birds. They fly by.
Oh, wow. Huh.
So I don't know whose idea this was. This is only got these sparrows and put straw up the hind end a little bit and let them fly away and look like a kite.
Wow. Yeah. Boys will be boys.
It looked like a kite flying. Hey! Didn't hurt them, you know.
No, it'd fall
John,
out.
tell them about the rats and the.
Oh, and then on over was the garage where Pop Zerder parked his station wagon.
Okay.
On around on the right side. Now,
On
the
the boys'
garage
side.
was on this side, the boys'
Yeah.
side. The other stuff was on the back, way in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you had your field, and you had the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And 2 o'clock, it never failed. They had this passenger train. You always, it was on the, and you could see you go out in the passenger field, and you could see the people eating. Big
Yeah.
pasture, and then
Interesting.
past that, then was the woods. Is where we sneak over to the woods. What was that one you said?
It was about the rats.
Oh, we would go in there.
There you go.
We'd clean out the trenches, you know, and stuff. Well, late at night, we found out there was a lot of rats.
I'm sorry. What were you cleaning out?
Where the cows would go down in the trench.
Okay.
And
Okay.
put straw in, you know, where they poop.
Yeah,
and
right,
and
right.
clean. Well, we'd clean all that out, and there'd be bear in there. If
Oh,
we get
yeah.
ready, to get ready before we milk cows, put fresh straw down.
Yeah.
Well, you go in there and turn on the lights, and rats would come down that.
Oh wow.
Would come from the other side where we had the feed for the cows.
Yeah.
Oh, it smelled molasses. Oh, it smelled good, like you could eat it. You know what I mean? Molasses, you feed them.
Huh.
And so we assigned the kid. We got onto that. We taught the outlet where they run in, get out, where the water and stuff would run in. The
Okay.
rats would get away. They'd run in there.
Oh wow.
So one kid would hurry up and go in there on the other side, and we all get ready. And one kid stand over where that hole is. And then the other kid go turn the lights on. Here they start coming.
And they'd all be funneled into that.
Yeah, they'll all be trying on the way around. And you had
Yeah.
guys with brooms, forks, and stuff that try to get them. And Jim Shaw, we never forgot. I want to do it. And I said, okay, Jim. I said, make sure now when they come, they smack them before they go down that hole because they're quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So he turned on the light, and here they come. I never forgot Jim Shaw with them. He said, Jim, here they come. Jim Shaw would go, here they come. There they go. There they go. Scared to death to try to do something with it. And then that bend sometimes would get almost real low. Rats would go after that, and they'd get down there. They couldn't get out.
Oh yeah.
That big bend where he kept the molasses.
Yeah.
Because it had corn and all kinds. It smelled really good.
Yeah.
It had that. And so the guys was trying to smack them with broom handles and pitchforks, trying to get them.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd join the fun. And I was too slow. I took that pitchfork and was trying to jab one, and he came right up that handle. Oh! Oh, he
Right in
come
your
running
face.
right in my face. He come running right up there. I gotta go rest him.
Yeah. That's it. You go, and then I'll get the next shift. Okay. Now we're on.
Oh, when they
Now you
retired,
were going to say about the bakery and an intruder and maybe something else.
intruder.
Okay.
We was in the dormitory one night, and all of a sudden we heard this terrible scream. It was raining outside. It was a rainy night, and we heard this terrible scream. And what happened? We had an intruder. He came in down to first bottom floor. He came clear up on the 3rd floor. Now this is what we told Zachy happened. But remember the scream. Told Zachy what happened. Mrs. Edmond was in her room.
Was she a house mother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she had this mirror on the wall. This is what we was told exactly happened. She had this mirror on the wall, and she was looking at the mirror, and she seen this guy coming in the door. And she screamed. And this guy ran out. Well, we never forgot that for a while. Well, at nighttime, a lot of time, we had a big fire escape. Fire escape was on the right side of the boys' side of the children's home. Was the fire escape went curl up from the bottom, curl up to the 3rd floor.
Right there, Paul, isn't it?
No, the fire escape.
That's the back.
No,
Okay.
fire escape
It
was
was on the boys' side.
on the boys' side.
Okay.
Went curl on the boy. Anyway, Pop Zucker would make his rounds, make sure the kids was in bed, like to put not outside messing around and maybe smoking a cigarette or something, trying to smoke. We heard him coming up the steps. We didn't know at the time, Pop Zucker, we thought was that burglar coming back. So we kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah.
So like I told you, we worked down at the barn. We had these big work shoes. So a lot of us picked up these work shoes, getting ready for him to open that fire escape door. He opened that door, and we let him have it. He yelled out. He said, "Hey guys, hey boys, it's me." So we stopped. But I think he understood.
I was going to say he must have.
I think he understood
Yeah.
why we was kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah.
We thought we thought you was that guy coming back. You know.
He might have been kind of proud of you that you'd fight back at the burglar.
And then every now and then the bakery, Rowdy's Bakery, I think it was called right back then, when they had rolls they wanted to get rid of, they would call to home, and we would come and get them for the kids and everything. And so we'd jabber on the way there, you know, and on the way back we was real quiet. We always taking those cream puffs.
No room for talking.
And they always had big pies. We thought, man, look at them pies. But then Sunday had come, there was no pies. We figured, well, what happened to the pies? Here the girls that was working in the kitchen leave a window open.
So the girls would do their own.
So the girls would take
they were no angels either.
No, so they would take those pies and eat them. We could figure out what would happen to those pies.
Interesting.
And don't forget that, they take them pies and eat them.
Wow. Oh, now I wanted to ask you.
I don't know if Mom Zerger, Dorothy A may not agree, but I'm telling you just like it is.
I believe it.
I was a kid, you know.
Yeah. We'll see what she has to say. Well, she might have been an instigator. Who knows?
She might say, I don't know about that. That's not true. That's not true. But hey, I'd live it, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she might get mad at me, you know, be upset with me for saying.
Nah.
I hope she don't sue me or anything.
I won't use your name.
Huh?
I won't use your name. I'll say Anonymous told me this story.
Oh, I hope she don't turn around and sue me or
Nah.
anything.
Now, did Pop Zerger, did he make the rounds like that every night?
I don't know if he did every night or not.
Okay.
But he made rounds to make sure we want to make sure we were safe. We want to make sure
Yeah.
we was in. We
Yeah.
weren't out messing around, you know.
Especially when it rained, though, he always did a head check.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I had a question about that place, that area. You said they stored the coleslaw and all that. Did you work in there much?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I wasn't in there very long at all.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and one other question. What church did they have you go to back then?
We went to the two churches. They gave. Sometimes I went to the Methodist church, and you know it's on. You know where that's at? That big Methodist church.
Yeah, the one on.
It's a Catholic church right there,
yeah,
close
I
to
know
it.
where. Yeah,
The
right
Catholic-
across Cedar from each other, I think.
There,
Yeah.
there was a Catholic, the big Methodist church still there,
Okay.
and then you go on down the road a little bit, and there's a They used to call it the United Brethren Church. The UB.
Oh, okay.
We went there.
Okay, they
So
merged
we-
with the
we-
Methodists later, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to
Okay.
both churches.
Okay. Huh. Okay. And so you were with, when you went to school, you were with the other kids from the community, right? You weren't in your own, didn't have your own class.
Oh no,
of just
no,
chores.
we was with the other King State, and they said, "No, you're supposed to go to Lincoln this year." So
huh.
we went to Lincoln.
Huh. Okay.
Mrs. Edmond, she was pretty big.
Okay.
She's a pretty heavy woman.
Okay.
And we found out the beds, you pull one side out, corner out, just they's made out of steel, iron, whatever you want to call it. You know, the beds.
Yeah.
They wasn't made out of wood.
Yeah.
It's made out of like the old hospital beds,
Right.
the real old ones, the
I've seen-
iron,
Yeah.
white. There's all.
Yeah.
You know, you took one side and just pulled it up a little bit. Caddy corner, you pull the other side up a little bit, and you sit on that bed. Boom! The whole bed would go. Boom! In the middle it would go this way, and the front and back would go this way. So we was trying to play a trick on this one kid, and we had a kid on the other side was sick.
Yeah.
He was still in the dormitory part. They didn't take him upstairs. I guess if I remember right, if you're not real bad, they just let you stay in the dormitory. But if you got serious, when they took you up in
Yeah.
up in the other room. In came Mrs. Edmond to take this kid's temperature, and wouldn't you know, she went sat down on that bed that we had fits. Bam! Ah! She screamed. Oh, we got in trouble for
Oh,
that.
I bet.
They didn't know who did it, but they.
Yeah. I'm sure.
And they know there's some ornery kids around, though.
Yeah.
wasn't meant for her.
So a lot of times Paul says, you know, it may not have been your fault, but all the kids got thumped.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they want to make sure they get the right one, so that everybody got thumped.
Oh, yep. Okay. Now, based on your experiences and what you think,
Now, I hope we don't get sued, Dorothy Ann.
You won't.
Dorothy Ann.
you won't. Don't
Well,
worry.
see, this is her parents, you know.
That's right. That's right.
That's her parents, you know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You haven't said anything inappropriate or anything.
He's just talking about ornery kids.
Yeah, that's fine. He
Boys
just
will be boys.
had to deal with these big bunch of kids.
You know, he had his work cut out for him.
Oh yeah.
We wasn't easy with him.
I'm sure.
Well, really, we deserve it. You know,
Yeah.
we deserve a lot of stuff if he did punish us.
Yeah. Now, based on what you think.
Oh, I got to tell you
Okay,
what was
good.
really neat. Years ago at Christmas time, we had a big star they used to put way up on top.
Sorry. Okay.
We had this big star.
Was that on the steeple?
No, it was on the, where was it? I showed her a picture of Children's Home. Front of it, I showed what was
Okay.
it. The star was crew up here.
Like right above the entrance.
It was way up here.
Okay.
Way up top of the, yeah. And there was a little attic. Only time I've never been in that much, once or twice.
Huh.
Pop Zuder just come over to some of us and he goes, "Why don't you guys help me put the star up?" And boy, that really meant a lot to us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great, we got to help him put up that star. And I never forgot that year. We went up and helped him put up that star.
Huh.
It's a big star and lights all the way around it, you know.
Huh. It is.
Christmas time.
They put that up every year at
Yep.
Christmas. Huh. Huh. So that was a big deal to you kids
To
to
help. Well, I didn't help.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do it every year, but there was a couple of years. Maybe he couldn't
Huh.
find. Maybe the grown-ups. Maybe he couldn't find somebody at the time
Okay.
to help him.
Yeah.
And so he asked some of us kids, about 3 or 4 of us. He asked, "Would you go up and help me put the star?"
No thanks. Thank
And so that meant a lot to us. I never
you.
forgot
Yeah.
that.
Interesting. Huh. Now, do you think there ought to be homes like this today, children's
Well, the
homes?
way I look at it, some foster homes, we probably had a lot better than some of the foster
I
homes,
wonder.
especially if the parents end up being real nasty with the kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of these foster homes, they take the kid out just to get the money.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I've heard of that. So yeah, I know.
So there's a lot of kids probably we was treated a lot better than some of these foster homes. Been better off. Some of these kids be better off in a home like this now.
I've wondered. Yep. Yep. Now, how good do you think that you did all that farm work at the home? How good do you think that training was then for when you worked at the dairy?
Taught
Did
me
that
not
help
to
you?
be. That helped. Taught me not to be afraid of work
Yeah. Yeah.
and have respect for the bosses and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Not to be lazy.
Right. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Paul grew up without a home of his own other
Yeah.
than the children's home.
Well, I
so
said it's
now
different.
that we got our own home, he's always very articulate, making sure
Yeah.
that everything's trimmed and cut right, and
Well, I'm trying to,
you know,
in
he
my
just
house.
always tries to keep things up. So
I can tell.
They trained. Yeah.
Yep, I
I'm
can
trying
tell.
to because see, if stuff is given to you, you take it for granted. And
I
if you
know.
had to work for it,
Yep.
you have no more respect.
Yep. And you think it helped instill a good work ethic in you?
Now on the right side of the home, there's 2 houses that's still there.
On the right. Okay, on the right side. Yeah.
There's,
I know where you mean.
They're still there,
Yeah.
and we have got to know some friends there
Huh.
real well.
Huh.
Now those are 2 houses. Something that's still around the home that's still there, haven't
Yeah.
been torn down.
So they were there when you were a child there? Okay.
And the big 500, I'll show them a picture of that
Hmm.
on down the street.
Which one was that called?
The big 500. The dairy owl was still there.
Yeah.
I
Right.
told you about gardeners.
You're talking about that?
Yeah. This
There's
place.
the houses that was on the side.
Yeah, there was a
Oh,
houses.
okay.
There was a houses.
Huh.
Was on, they were still there.
Okay.
Because we just took those pictures. That's what they look at right now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them.
And this is the big 500 we used to
Oh
call.
yeah, I know where I drive by there. Yeah. What was it? What was the big 500?
That's what they called it then.
It was a
ago.
store.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a gas station.
Okay.
You go in them store and the gas station.
Okay.
Big 500.
Huh. Did you, as kids, did you sometimes go there to get candy and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well-
what was the place there, Paul? You said
Oh, right here on the right side, this house is still here between the Zurcher Hall, and where you go get your license up on here. This house is still there. That's where the couple of people, the guy and his wife lived, that worked on the home. They done repair work and stuff like that. Placed the windows, some of the windows that get broke.
Yeah.
He worked in the garden and all this kind of stuff. Mr. Carter.
Okay, does that face out on the main?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be the current recycling building, maybe.
Is that?
I think
It's still there.
Okay, yeah,
They
I
used
know
to
what you mean.
They used to live in there.
We took these pictures now to visualize in Paul's head what it was. This is where
This is where the cave hill was. See, you see the garage and everything. The cave hill used to be right here. They tore it all out now. It used to be right here.
And that's where they had the coleslaw and the sauerkraut.
You come out and you look down, you see the garage. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
I'll show him.
Of course, that's where the garden was at.
Yeah, here is where the garden. There's your license.
Yep, I know.
There's a road on the other side. There's road was all garden.
Huh. Okay. And you would have worked in those gardens, I guess,
Back there in the back is where you had your chicken house.
Here's back in the back now. That's where it is right now. There used to be all grass we mowed.
Okay.
Back over here was the garage. Back here was the barn, and over here was the chicken houses and stuff like that.
Is that parking lot behind the main children's home building? Okay.
You kept going down. You see the railroad tracks and then the woods.
Okay.
So we just went back there, and Paul was just walking through the past of what's now what was, and this used to be right outside. He said that used to be like the flower garden.
On the right there used to be a flower garden.
In the front there.
On the side.
Oh, on the side, yeah.
On the right side.
On the right, the boys' side.
On the corner there used to be a big, pretty flower bed.
You're on the west side.
This poor kid, flower bed. I'd go over there and hummingbirds, butterfly, and here I was, a jar trying to catch a hummingbird. Lots of luck, But anyway, this one big bumblebee was on this flower, and this guy's name was Tom, and he was slow.
Yeah.
So he come on and he closed the flower right on the bumblebee. He goes, "Hey Paul, I got him. Yeah." That bee stung right through that flower, the flower, and got him.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's why you go, "Hey, look, Paul, I got him. Yeah.
Oh man, you need to write the book on this place. I'll tell you. Huh. Wow. Well, I've almost taken 2 hours of your time. If I tell you, if you think of more stuff, I can come back then, when it's convenient for you.
Well, I'm trying to think of a lot of stuff. Like I say, as soon as you leave.
That's fine. That's how I am. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. We can stop for now.
Was there any other questions you got?
I didn't have any more. No, I had this list. And in the course of what you told me, you answered most of them without me having to ask you.
Oh, really?
So that was great. Yeah. Okay, this is Bill Markley. Sorry. It's August 15th, 2013, and I'm talking to Mr. Paul Hottinger and his wife Ruth Hottinger. And Paul, you had a story about going on a garage roof. You want to tell us about that?
Well, there was a bunch of us kids on this garage roof. How they got me up there, I have no idea, because I don't mind height as long as I got one leg on the ground. So how they got me up there, I don't know. But anyway, they was jumping off and rolling. When they jumped, they would roll on the ground. And they said, "Paul, come on, just do it. Watch me do it." And this guy would jump, they'd roll on the ground. He kept coaching me, "Come on, Paul, jump and roll." And he was a good friend of mine, and everything. I had a lot of trust in him and everything. And it looked so easy. I seen him jump and roll. But I froze. I was scared to death. I just looked down, and it was a regular sized car garage, 2-car garage.
And you were up on the roof at that point.
And I was up on the roof. So finally they kept, you know how kids, they say, "Come on, chicken," or "You scary cat," and all this kind of stuff. So I finally got tired of being harassed about it. So I jumped. But I didn't jump and roll like they showed me. When I jumped, when I hit the ground, my knees came up, my head went down, and I put my 2 teeth right through my lip, and had to and I start bleeding like crazy, blood. And the kids got scared because they know we'd all be in trouble if Mom or Pop Zerger seen me bleeding like that. So they said on the way to the home, you know, from the garage, they kept saying, "Paul, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Say you fell. Say you fell." So Pop Zerger seen me and Mom Zerger seen me, and they said, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I fell, but I had to go to the hospital and get about 7 stitches."
Wow. You just didn't give all the details about how you fell.
No, we all been in trouble. We had no business being on that roof.
Okay. And you also took some trips to Falling Rock Park, is that right? Well,
they had this. In fact, it was just in the paper that showed a picture of this big stake truck, and it had your racks on all sides. A big stake truck, and they took us all to Hottinger Pool to go swimming in that truck. And also, they used that truck to take us to Camp Falling Rock. Us Boy Scouts, we got to go for a week to Camp Falling Rock at camp, and there was a church on Route 79 North. There's a church, and it's there now called God's Acres, big round church.
Okay.
Well, they had a sign there that said God's Acres, great big sign, and of course we was just kids. And I looked at that sign, we were driving by, and I said, "Oh, this is where God lives."
Yeah. Okay. I know where you mean. It's on Cedar Street, right as you're going out of Newark, on the left. Yeah, big round church.
Big round church.
Right. Okay.
That big sign there, God's Acres. I suppose the sign's still there.
I think it is. Yeah. Okay.
And that was something I said. So this is where God lives.
Yeah. And you also took the truck to Hottinger Pool.
Yeah, they would take all his kids on that truck and load us up and go to the Hottinger Pool and go swimming.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun in the summertime when it was real hot.
Yeah. What kind of things do you remember doing up at the Falling Rock part of the Boy Scout camp?
That was a week of camp, very nice. They had a great big pond there, and we went canoeing, and I had a rowboat, and I was really good in the rowboat. I was better than that than I was a canoe, because I know. And we went fishing, and then we had different games we would play. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good. Huh.
They have different locations. One's called the places in up on this big up the hill. You keep climbing. One place is called the Idris Nest. Different places where the kids would stay. Kids would stay at different places. And I can't think of all the names, but I remember one of them was called Idris Nest. That was a week of camp. That was a lot of fun.
Did you sleep in a tent?
Yes, I think we did. I think we did. That was such a long time ago. Because that seemed like that would be more exciting. I think we slept in tents and still lodges.
Okay.
I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly where we slept, but that was really a lot of fun. And then they had, of course, there was other kids there too, not just us. They had other kids there, and then they had what they call Parents' Night. And parents would come and see the kids and see what they're doing, how they're progressing and everything. And then they had this one, Indians. The faculty were dressed up like Indians, and they had us standing in the row, and they would march around, do their dance, and then they'd come and look right at you in the face. And that scared me to death. They're doing their dance, and they'll look at you in the face a little bit, and then they'll move on, do their dance. They had a campfire there. That scared me to death when they come around and just look at you like that and then take off. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Do you remember other places you went to with Boy Scouts or other things you did as a Boy Scout?
Well, we'd have meetings. They would, what was it, once a week or once a month? The scout leader would be there, and they had a couple of other men that would help out. We'd have meetings and do things.
Yeah.
They teach us how to tie ropes and different knots and stuff like that.
Was that at the children's home?
That was at the children's home.
Yeah. Do you remember who any of the scout leaders were?
Bill Wobecky. He used to be a postmaster here in downtown Newark. He was a big shot, the post office.
Huh.
Bill Wobecky.
Okay.
I remember his name.
Yeah.
And then they had two of his, what they call faculty, two of them. Slater was their names, something like that. There's two brothers that would help out.
Okay. Now you said on another topic, you said that Mom and Pop Zerger had a big impact on you by encouraging you to do something. You want to tell us about that?
They and Mom and Pop Zerger both encouraged us very heavily to go to church. There was two churches. One was called United Brethren on Main Street, United Brethren. This is before you got to the tracks, railroad tracks.
Okay.
Before you got to that,
Right.
there was this Methodist church, and then also you go on down a little bit, and there's a United Brethren church, and we would go one or the other. They encouraged us very heavily Sunday morning to go to church, and because they did that, I'm a Christian today. It put me on the right track.
Great. Which church did you go to? Did you go to both of them? Or?
Both of them,
Okay.
off and on. United Brethren and the other one was called Methodist, United Methodist.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anything else you remember about that? About going to church there, or?
Well, like I said, that's what put me on the right road.
Yeah. Good.
And I'm a Christian today.
Yeah.
If I could just add that when I first met Paul, I was raised in my home as a Jehovah's Witness, and because of Paul, my life took on meaning when he came into my life. We chose not to be married as a Jehovah's Witness, and when we got married, the church that he went to through the children's home was a Lutheran church, and we had no place to go we wasn't going to be married Jehovah's Witness, so we chose to marry into the Lutheran church, and we attended the Lutheran church, St. Paul Lutheran Church down on Church Street for about 2.5 years, and then from 2.5 years we started searching for a more solid truth in the Bible, and we was led to the Church of God up on 13, is it? 79, going north. God's Acres that Paul talked about, and we attended there for about 6 months. And then Paul was witnessed to as he worked at the hospital as an orderly with me as a nurse aide, and I worked at the hospital for 40 years there, and that's how we met each other, and that's how we became husband and wife through working there. And an orderly witnessed to him that was a minister that was working part-time there for the Church of Christ, and he told us to come out to the Heath Church of Christ and visit us there. And we went out there in 1971, and that's where we're worshiping today. It's a solid church, and we love the people there. Love the moral standings of what the Bible stands for and the solid Word of God. Love my husband, love the church, look forward to heaven. And that's what it means to us with Paul being directed by Mom and Pop Zerger in the children's home and led us to this point where we're at in our life. We can't thank him enough for that.
And also, did I mention before that we had plenty of food to eat, always had plenty of food. We was always properly clothed, always had plenty of clothes to wear. And we always kept warm. I don't know if I mentioned before, we had one kid, we'd call him New Kid. I might say this before, whenever a kid would come, hey, we got a new kid, like he was brand new. And then we were getting ready to go to bed one night, and this kid was sitting on the bed, and he said, hey guys, is it warm at nights? And that made us kind of appreciate where we was at.
Yeah, because he maybe hadn't been so warm, huh?
Yeah, kind of got the message there. You know, we really appreciate, thankful that we had a place where we kept, and they was always on top of it. Every time we got sick or anything like that, they was right on top of it.
If I could add to that, my husband grew up in the children's home that had plenty of food and clothing. I grew up in a home that was not a children's home, but we were very poor. We had like dirt flooring. We had an outhouse. We didn't have any running water, but there was times that we was not warm. We had to go to bed to keep warm and everything. My dad worked hard. My mom worked hard. But, you know, God directed it, Paul in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
Okay.
Okay, and I'd like to also say to you, if I get emotional, please forgive me. When Paul came into my life, he meant everything to me, and I just want to let you know that people down at the children's home, they do matter. Their lives are important. They make a difference out there in the world. And I grew up a very poor child, fearful of my father, and Paul's love for me and the love for Jesus Christ means everything to me. So every life is precious, and life is important here on this earth. It matters where and what we do and what we say. I just love Paul very much, and when he came down that road to pick me up from my first date, I couldn't believe it that he was coming to get me, a poor girl that I am. And here we are, married 45 years, and I just love him, and can't thank the people enough for making his life what it is. Love you, Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Hottinger. Paul, did you want to add something?
Yeah, a few things I'd like to say.
Sure.
One thing I want to say, a lot of the kids done good after they left the home. They grew up to be adults. And I know some of them done real good because they taught us down at the home. Like I say, they taught us respect. They taught us how not be afraid of work. And because of this, they taught us respect and how to not to be afraid of work. And there was another thing I can't think. Anyway, I know several of them that end up having good, nice families, and they had good jobs because of they was raised right, not to be afraid, like I said, and wasn't afraid to work, and have respect for other people. And because of this, they turned out to be big success for men. They worked all their life, and now a lot of them they're retired now. Now another thing I want to say, this is completely changed the subject a little bit, but like I mentioned before, we had a huge garden. Besides everything else I mentioned before, had this huge garden. Well, one day we got in a tomato fight, and we picked a lot of tomatoes that day. Well, the ripe ones, when they hit you, didn't hurt, but those green ones, when they hit you in the head, you know it.
There's a big difference.
I just had to mention that.
Yeah. Do you have a guess as to how old you were when that happened?
Oh, I don't know. To go down and pick beans and stuff like that, we had to be at least pretty good size.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say maybe early teens.
Okay.
I would say early teens.
Okay.
Maybe 13 or 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
And if I may add to Paul's stories, we met each other in 1967. I worked 3 to 11:30 at the hospital as a nurse aide, and Paul worked at Schuler's Engineering, and his friend, his wife, also worked with me as a nurse aide at the hospital. Her name was Mary, and she says, "Mary, could you introduce me to this girl that I seen, which I've never seen Paul. He was a blind date to me. And he was getting tired of waiting for me to be responding to his request to see him as a date. And he says, you tell Ruth I'm going to be out there at 11:30 to pick her up. And when I got in his car in 1967 to this very date, 45 years later, he's still telling stories about the children's home. And every time he tells them, it's refreshing. Just to know that he had a nice home to come, that he came from like that people gave him fond memories. And the memories that I have at home is maybe not as nice, but I had a mother that I loved very much. I loved my father, but I feared my father. But it just shows I've got a wonderful father. I've got a wonderful husband, and I've got a wonderful son, and we've got a nice Christian background because of Paul coming into my life. Jesus knows what he's doing when he puts us together. So.
Another thing I had to say is, I never had, as far as I know, I never had any, I was told I had a half brother, but I never met him or anything. But being down in Children's Home, I had a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, big family.
Some of whom you still keep in touch with.
A lot of them's passed away now, but then there's still some around that still keep in touch, because a lot of them also spread all out. They went their own way. Yeah. But like I said, they ended up having a big family, a lot of brothers and sisters.
Paul's father was taken from this life 2 months before he was born in 1941. And his mother died at the age of, 17, Paul? When he was 17?
Your mom was 42, my real mom.
When you were 17.
My real mom was 42 when she passed away.
And she passed away. She had leukemia. So.
And my dad was killed in a motorcycle accident. That's why I ended up in the home. That's why I was put in Children's Home.
Yeah.
So she couldn't take care of me.
Yeah.
And he was gone then. I think my real mom, she went downhill when that happened.
Paul's always wondered what it would be like to have a real father and mother, but he did have a real father and mother. Mom and Pop Zuger did a wonderful job taking care of him.
I gotta tell you one day we was out there mowing grass or whatever out in the yard or doing this or that. It's in the summertime, and this one guy's name, I can mention his name, Sonny Real, and he'd done the welding. He would come out and do welding, stuff like that, something that needed to be welded, and he could do cartwheels. It's amazing how he could do. We always kept saying, "Come on, Sonny, do cartwheels." Would bug him. He said, "Okay, I do a cartwheel." And then later on, he was looking around like he was lost, looking around. We said, "Sonny, what are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Are you looking for Pop?" Because we always call him Pop Zuger. Mom said, we said, "Are you looking for Pop?" He goes, "No, I'd rather have water." I'll never forget. I'll never forgot that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have water.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hottinger. Go ahead. Push a button. Go. Okay.
Me and Tommy, because we was close, me and Tommy and Eddie and Jack Wright, there's several of us the same age, and we were close. But I can remember very young, I don't know, 5, 6, I'm not too sure. Me and Tommy's out playing in the yard, and
Tommy Tucker?
Me and Tommy Tucker, and we seen this great big bug. And I thought, what is that? And we kept asking around, asked all the help, what is this? What is this? What is this? Nobody finally knew, and then we came across this one house, house mother. She said, "That's a praying mantis." And that's the first time we ever seen a praying mantis. But that was something we kept saying, what is this big bug?
They're pretty shocking when you first see them, yeah.
Fell down sewage or something. And then one day we had this big rain, and us kids was barefooting because it was in the summer, and we had these little drains inside the sidewalk, sewage drain, little drains that drain the water through. Well, we was running around, and somebody took the lid off, and you couldn't see it because you had this big puddle. And here I was running, poof, went up to my waist, scaring me to death. And I fell down in this little sewage type thing to drain the water,
Where was that? Was that in front of the building?
That was on the side.
On the side.
Right beside the sidewalls.
Okay.
Every so often they had these little sewage things. I went, shoo!
You also had a fight with somebody one time.
Oh. Me and Tommy, I never forgot this. This is what I was told later. because we was pretty little. Me and Tommy got in a fight. Well, Tommy got the best of me, and I start crying. And I went to one of the house mothers. Her name was Edith Wiley. Well, she passed away now.
She's in a picture at the Historical Society, I think.
Edith Wiley, and I went to him and I start crying. I said, "Tommy hit me." And Edith Wiley said, "Paul, I seen the whole thing. You started it." She said, "Now you go tell Tommy over there that you're sorry." So I went on and said, "Tommy, I'm sorry that you hit me."
Oh man!
Paul, did you tell him about the praying mantis that got all over the school?
Oh, I found this cocoon, and I thought it was going to be a butterfly, so I brought this cocoon in school, and we had it in a jar, and the teacher said, "Just take the lid off, just so air could get in there and everything." I know it had holes in the top, and she wanted me to take the lid off so air could get in there, and we was hoping later on, springtime to see a butterfly. Mm-hmm. So we had it, and she set it in the windowsill. One weekend we came back from school, and there's a bunch of tiny little praying mantises. Wow. All over the windowsill and everywhere.
Wow.
Tiny little praying mantises came out of that cocoon.
Huh.
That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Huh. Wow.
And I kind of got to look for that, I guess. I'm the one that brought the cocoon.
Huh, interesting. Oh, and I mentioned the picture with Mrs. Wiley. Was that
Edith
right?
Wiley.
Edith Wiley.
Edith Wiley.
For the record, she's in some pictures that Dorothy Zerger gave us at the Records and Archives. So if you ever want to see those, yeah, we have those there.
And Paul was Edith Wiley's little pet.
Yeah, she really fussed over me.
Huh. Anything else you'd like to add at this point? We can always come back if you remember more.
You might shut it off just a minute. You still going? We had this dog. The dog was named. Well, first of all, we had this one dog named was. We should have called the dog Lucky because the dog was always wanted to chase cars. And part of his tail was missing, and part of his leg. Part of his leg. Widener. We called that dog Widener. That was one dog we had, and then another dog was a black. Looked like a black lavender. I'm not sure just what type of dog it was. We called that dog Ranger for some reason. Anyway, they had this dog house sitting here, and it was pretty close to the chicken yard. Well, we would throw this dog to be in the dog house sleeping, just laying, and the chickens, we would open up the gate and let the chickens come. We would throw the cracked corn just where that dog couldn't reach it. It's a funny story. You had to see this to really get the picture of what was going on. Mm-hmm. And so we had this cracked corn we put down just where that dog couldn't reach it. And all of a sudden that dog would hear those chickens and start running.
Oh. The collar got him.
The collar ended up, and the dog would pull that dog house, putting their cur around. You think that dog would listen, would learn, but
yeah.
That was the most funniest thing. And one time we had this cat, this black cat, was out there in the yard by the chicken, close to the chicken fence, and we had balloons. We was playing with balloons, and I took this one balloon, tied it to the cat's tail. And the wind was blowing just a little bit, and the balloon kept bopping, hitting this cat in the head. And all of a sudden, cat got tired of that and went under the chicken fence, and that balloon popped. Oh my God! You talk about the cat going in third gear, just.
Yeah.
And one time at the barn, we found out at nighttime we had this big trough thing that had molasses we feed the cattle with, and that molasses smelled so good. It was feed smelled so good. Well, it attracted rats. When the feed bin got so low, the rats were doing. Did I mention that?
Yeah, I think you told us about waiting for the rats. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about running down the sewer?
I think yes. Yep.
I told you
got
about
us.
that.
Yep. You already gave us that story.
Oh, okay, you remember that.
That's fine. That's fine.
If I could just add, as you're hearing all these stories about the kids down at the children's home and people that's lived down there and their life that's meant something to this place, that property, that building that's going to be torn down means a lot to these people. That's their lives, you know, and there's a story to that property there. So it would be nice maybe if when the home is torn down that there might be some kind of a little memorial built or something in regards to the public that it means so much to that home that's going to be torn down. And if that would be the case, we thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Oh, now, like I said, I hate to see it come down. I hate to see the home come down, but you know, what goes up comes down.
Mm-hmm.
You hate to see that. But I got the memories.
Mm-hmm.
They won't destroy my memories. I won't, you know,
Right.
I will have my memories till the day I pass away.
Right, and the way that you're
I just
sharing
won't be
them
able
with
to-
it. I'm sorry.
The memories are there.
Yeah, that's right. And the way you share them, then they help other people remember and learn about the children's home too.
And if once again I can add to that comment, you know, nothing on this earth is going to last forever. Everything is going to pass away, and we need to keep in mind, everybody out there, that our heavenly home is built for us up there, and nothing here on this earth that really matters. No, just keep our hearts focused on Jesus, and we'll see you up in heaven.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you very much for this time and for the interview.
You want to push them off just a minute? I'm just trying to think real quick. Then I'll let you go because I know you.